Plaza, O'Brien Restoration and Remodeling, Fit Power, and Maxon number 39. She'll make her way through turns 3 and 4. Joey Amanti also out on the speedway at Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. The JP Masonry, Amanti Real Estate, Stinger Racefields, MP Environmental, Area 54, number 88J. Makes his way just past the flag stand here. Smallest track of the season for the drivers of the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. The only other track comparable in terms of size would have been Macon. We were there last year at a 5th mile. The dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway right at a 1/4 mile. So, of course, these drivers will be on the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to kick off Indiana Sprint Week. That'll be coming up here. That is definitely one to mark down on your calendar. Make sure to follow along. You can find out everything you need to know about tonight's racing action when you follow us on Facebook, on X, and on Instagram. On Facebook, simply look for USAC Racing. On X and Instagram at USAC Nation. Of course, since 1998, the website to know, the website to go to for all the news, notes, points, and information is USACRacing.com. A reminder, everything you see posted out to social media is unofficial, as well as live timing and scoring on the Race Monitor app. Official news, notes, points, and updates again at USACRacing.com. So why choose Amsoil Synthetic Lubricants? Well, the 3 reasons are power, performance, and protection. They design specialized lubricants engineered for what you drive and how you drive. Visit Amsoil.com to learn more. Race fans, it's time to get after it. Grab a NOS Energy today and follow them on social media at NOS Energy Drink. They want to thank the race fans for their support of grassroots racing across the continental United States. And, of course, NOS Energy set up right as you walk up to the main entrance. Grab a complimentary can of NOS. Throughout the 2025 season, you can continue to be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money in your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers for USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC for more information. Or if you're watching on the broadcast, you can scan the QR code to see what's available in your state. Void where prohibited, must be 21 years or older to participate. Please play responsibly. You can fight back if you find yourself in the throes of addiction at 1-800-GAMBLER. Odds provided to USAC by nxtbets.com. They put Kyle Cummins as the odds-on favorite at +236. Justin Grant at +313. A little further back, you got Robert Ballou at 1404. CJ Leary, they're putting a little bit of a long shot out here at 4364. So when our drivers win, you win when you play along with nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC. Racing Electronics, with over 30 years of experience, has served every major form of auto racing. Don't forget to bring your scanner the next time you're at a USAC national event, as all of our broadcast audio is available at frequency 454.5000. Shop today at racingelectronics.com. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Visit cookout.com. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 getting underway. Still time to download the Dirt Draft app if you have not done so. Of course, use referral code USAC when signing up, and you'll get a $20 digital gift card to shop USAC Racing online. Checker flag flies on Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1, and it is Justin Grant quickest at a 10.701, 11.027 for Cale Drake. Stephen Dravicki at 11.486. Braden Cromwell, 11.424. 11.524, and Joey Amanti 11.561, with Olivia Thayer 11.890. Sunoco is the official fuel of USAC Racing, and as the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard in motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers in virtually every form of motorsports, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. Of course, the Eastern Storm proudly brought to you by Levan Machine and Truck Equipment. Proud sponsor of this week's racing action with the USAC Amsoil Sprinter National Championship. Levan is a full-service machine shop and custom truck upfitter located in Fleetwood, Pennsylvania. Their team will customize your next work truck with your daily needs in mind. And Levan Machine and Truck Equipment, they do what others can't or simply won't tackle. Make sure to ask them about Boss Snow Plows, their repair services, Nip Hide Lighting, Spicer Drive Lines, the machine shop, of course, your one-stop shop for CNC machining, fabrication, and welding. Spray liners, their truck shop, and even their parts. You can find it all. Again, that's at Levan Machine and Truck Equipment. A $10,000 point fund up for grabs for these drivers. The champion, again, getting $5,000 of that. Kyle Cummins with that 5-point advantage. Oh, so close coming in to the final night of racing. Also, for the first time, not only Eastern Storm points, but championship points on the line here tonight, as the A feature event will award points towards the overall season championship chase, and on the Eastern Storm, it will be heats and feature points. Second flight of drivers for Dirt Draft Hot Laps out to the Speedway. They will begin to push, and the first driver to tell you about will push over to turns 1 and 2. Kayla Rail of Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance, Delnott Spike, Blood Lubricants, Next Gen Builders, number 4K. She'll be followed by the 60. Brody Adamski out of Frederick, Maryland, drive the Donnie's Party Rental, BNS Racing, moddeuceDeuce.org. Penn Stainless Products, number 60, his first start of the week here in Eastern Storm competition. Driver that just rolled past him is Gunnar Setzer. He's out of Columbus, Indiana, driven the Midwest 2, Mills Davis Brothers, S&C Machine, Chrome Dome, number 5G. The 21AZ exiting turn number 4, that is CJ Leary out of Greenfield, Indiana, the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, number 21. And the driver to Allentown, Pennsylvania. He rolls around to the front straightaway. The E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Osh Shucks Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair, Apache Transport, number 39, that is Briggs Danner. Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Stanton DRC, number 57, out to the raceway as well. He makes his way into turns 1 and 2. So again, drivers on track for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. If you're just joining us on the FloRacing broadcast, 19 drivers on hand here this evening. And remember, when you can't be there live, you can catch all the action exclusively on FloRacing. It's been the burning question on social media since 2019. Is it on Flo? The answer: yes, every race, every time in USAC national competition. Drivers getting spread out. Set to go. They'll wind up, and we'll set them loose here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2 of 3. Justin Grant continues to be quickest. The quickest driver on track for that session is second quick, a 10.722, Briggs Danner. Logan Seavey third quick at a 10.769. CJ Leary 10.814. Gunnar Setzer now fifth quick at a 10.908. Kel Drake, Kayla Rail, Stephen Trevicki, Braden Cromwell, and Joey Amantia make up the top 10. Mention one of the sponsors on Brody Adamski, and that is the moddeucedeuce.org. Now, no, we're not saying that wrong. That is actually symbolizing the 22 veterans and their organization helping to prevent veteran suicides as a result of PTSD. It is actually ma22.org, but it's pronounced moddeucedeuce. And, of course, if you are a member or former member of the Armed Services, you know exactly what the M2 Browning 50 caliber is all about. So make sure and check that out. The team wanted to give a special shout out for everything that they are doing to help our armed forces. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 out to the Speedway. Driver sitting in the front straightaway out of Anaheim, California. Driving the inland ranking Snake Enterprises, one-way DRC, Daming Swanson, number 5T. That is Jake Swanson. Jake Swanson in the number 5T. The 19, Hayden Reinbold out to the Speedway as well out of Gilbert, Arizona. Driving the AME Electrical Levante Windows and Doors, Indy Race Parts. Number 19 is teammate, also on track. We're talking about Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. Driving the AME Electrical Mississippi Valley Transportation, Stanton Spike, number 19, AZ. The 67C, Jason Cherry out of Blandon, Pennsylvania. The Roadrunner Race Fields, HP powered Avenger chassis number 67. Sits over in the exit of turn number 4. Driver getting the push on the back straightaway. He leads the national points. He leads the Eastern Storm points. We're talking about Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Mach 1. Premier Recycling, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. Having to bring the backup car down last night, and it worked out for him. Robert Blue at Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru, Deaton's Waterfront Services, Berks Western Telecom, core installation number 12. He'll make his way off of turn number 4. Engine woes ultimately bringing the backup car down for Robert Ballou. A fresh Donut Racing engine beneath the bonnet on a brand new DRC chassis is what he explained last night, as valve springs continuing to break on the number 12, so quicker just to bring down the backup car. And not a very common sight. He kind of made note of that when Drake had a chance to talk to him yesterday. Of course, our young Drake York, he's not young anymore. Turned 21 when we were at Williams Grove. He's already talking about the Turn 2 Tavern. He might already be lost down there. We're not sure. Oh, I heard
Brian,
the mic come on. He's
so
here.
far I can confirm I am not yet lost. I am just checking out a different part of the racetrack at the moment.
Well, where are you at?
But so I'm on the turn 3 stand over here, obviously in turn number 3. I've actually never been up here so far in the 3 years we've been coming to Action Track USA. I saw an open spot up there. I said, you know what, we'll give it a go. And so far, it is an incredible view into what these race cars are going through into turn number 3. As we're going to get to see that here a little bit more in this final group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Kyle Cummins up to the top spot at a 10.610. Mitchell Moles a 10.661. Justin Grant a 10.701. Briggs Danner 10.722. And Logan Seavey 10.769. Real quick to clarify, a little misunderstanding here. Appearance points on the USAC National Points side, it is full points for Eastern Storm. So again, apologies for that. Honest Abe Roofing qualifying coming up next. $150. Up for grabs to be your quick qualifier here tonight. Honest Abe Roofing, America's Reliable Roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award for all 3 USAC National Divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supported the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. 2 laps. Faster of the 2 counting towards your qualifying effort. Third appearance for the season here, or third appearance for the series, rather, here at Action Track USA. As the green light's going to come on, the first driver going to roll out to the speedway. Making his first trip out here to the Action Track out of Lone Jack, Missouri. The Bodies Raceco, Acre Towing, Wrapped KC, Show Me Synthetics, Cage Suspension, Rickhorn Racing, Shriners Hospital for Children, number 4X. This is Braden Cromwell. Braden Cromwell in the number 4X. Have to wonder if it feels a little bit like double X out there. Not much bigger down in California, Missouri, as he comes around in his opening lap. 11.202, 112.02 seconds for the driver, the number 4X. An 18th, a 20th, a 13th, and a 20th place finish so far on Eastern Storm for the driver, the number 4. Brings it around lap number 2, and it'll be just a bit slower. 11.253, 11.202 was his quickest attempt. Next driver out to the speedway, rolling past the grandstands out of Ione, California. Driver the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Stone, Kistler Maxim, number 4. This is Justin Grant. Justin Grant at speed onto the back straightway, picking up his 7th win of the season last night. 5th place here in 2023, finished 4th in 2024. Comes around on his opening lap to be your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier at a 10.574, 10574 seconds for the driver of the number 4 machine. Brings her off of the cushion, hammers down to the front straightway. The NOS Energy number 4 is going to go a 10.684 on lap number 2. He'll stand on his opening lap at 10.574. Justin Grant right now is your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Official 1-lap record set by Kyle Cummins back in 2023, a 10.406. We'll see if we can get down near it here as the next driver out to the speedways out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, riding with Frank and Marilyn Bennick. 2B racing number 2B. This is Cale Drake. Cale Drake on track in the number 2B. Another driver taking his first crack here at the Action Track USA. Going to come around. And lap number 1 for the driver of the number 2B is going to be second quick at a 10.768. 10768 seconds for the driver of the number 2B. 11th place finish last night at Port Royal. Best finish on the week was that Big Diamond. He ran 9th. Comes around lap number 2, a 10.702. It is better on time, not position for Cale Drake. First attempt at the Action Track here with the USAC Emsville Sprint Car National Championship. She's out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Driver the Dean's Auto Plaza, O'Brien Restoration and Remodeling, Bear Printing, Fit Powered Maxim, Blackbird Construction, number 39T. This is Olivia Thayer. Olivia Thayer in the number 39. Very limited experience in 410 as well as non-wing sprint car racing. Starting off for Eastern Storm up a Big Diamond with a 19th place run, 15th at Williams Grove, and a 19th place finish last night at Port Royal. Her opening lap at 11.364, 11364 seconds for the driver of the number 39T. Tiptoes her through turns 3 and 4, 11.774, and lap number 2 for Thayer in 39. Driver very familiar here with the Action Track. He is the 4-time and defending champion of the USAC East Coast Sprint Cars. Out of Reading, Pennsylvania, the 19 of Stephen Dravicki. Problems for Thayer trying to clear the racing surface. So Dravicki going to go ahead and woe it up here as crew's going to make their way out to the number 39 and get her cleared down into the pits. Dravicki going to come to speed in the 19, comes around, and he'll find the green flag. The clock at a start here. 15th place finish last night at Port Royal. Best finish on the week was at Williams Grove. He was the hard charger with a 6th place run. Comes around in his opening lap, third quick, a 10.961, 10961 seconds for the driver of the number 19. Takes it off through turns 3 and 4, up against the cushion. And lap number 2 for Dravicki, going to be 11.032. Better on lap number 1, a 10.961, currently good for third. Next driver out to the Speedway comes to you out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Driver the JP Masonry, Manti Real Estate, Stinger Racefields, MP Environmental, Area 54, Newman's Triple X number 88J. This is Joey Amantia. Joey Amantia and the number 88J. 2 career USAC national starts here at Action Track USA, a 13th in 2023. He ran 10th 1 year ago. Best run on the week was at Bridgeport, a 12th place finish. Last night at Port Royal, crossed 13th. He comes around 5th quick on his opening lap at 11.229, 11229 seconds for the driver of the 88J. Brings it off at turn number 4, and he will stop the clock lap number 2, slower, 11.334. He'll stand on his opening lap at 11.229. Another new name to the list of drivers who has taken a lap here at Action Track USA at Dillsboro, Indiana. Driver the Southern Insurance, Heavy-Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Clark's Home Services, Don-On Spine, Club Lubricants, number 4K. This is Kayla Rell. Kayla Rell in the number 4K. Backs her off into turns 1 and 2, shoots it down to the back straightaway. Coming off a 14th place finish last night at Port Royal. Matching her finish at Williams Grove is her best run of the week. Has an 11.539 on her opening lap, 11.539 seconds for Kayla Rell. Takes it off into turn 3. Going to keep the car low and brings it around to the front straightaway. Checkered flag will greet her. And better on lap number 2, 11.373. Still 7th quick, though, for Kayla Rell. Rolling out to the Speedway now at Greenfield, Indiana. Driver the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Oakcraft Elegant Cabinetry, Apache Transport, One-Way DRC, Team Arizona, Quebec, Virginia, Racing number 21AZ. This is CJ Leary. CJ Leary in the number 21. A very up and down week so far out here in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Started off with an 8th place run up at Bridgeport, 13th at Big Diamond, 21st at Williams Grove after a pretty wild crash. 7th place run last night at Port Royal. The 21AZ was 3rd quick on his opening lap at 10.711, 107.11 seconds for CJ Leary. Brings it off at turn number 4. Lap number 2 going to be slower, 10.867. 3rd quick on lap number 1 for CJ Leary, 10.711. Out to the Speedway now. Winner here 1 year ago out of Sutter, California. The Mountain Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, CGCPA, Sportcheck Marketing, Indy Custom Cells, Stanton DRC number 57. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the number 57. He'll come around to start the clock. Best run of the week during the Eastern Storm opener up at Bridgeport. He ran 6th. He was 8th last night at the Port Royal. A 7th. In his first attempt here at Action Track in 2023. Again, picked up the win 1 year ago. The 57 comes around quick time at a 10.558, 105.58 seconds. Can lap number 2 be any better? No, 10.755. But Logan Seavey, now your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier at a 10.558. He'll edge out Justin Grant by .016. Brody Adamski out to the Speedway, the Maryland driver, the Donnie's Party Rental, Nagano Racing Engine, Triple X Chassis, Rocco Victory Fuel, Penn Stainless Products, ModDeuceDeuce.org, VNS Racing, number 60. First start of the week here in Eastern Storm competition. He'll come around on his opening lap, and it'll be 11.831, 11831 seconds for the driver of the number 60 machine. Takes it off into turns 3 and 4 as he'll bring her up the racetrack, turn her on the cushion. Darts her onto the front straightaway, and lap number 2, slower, 12.118. Adamski 10th quick out of 10 so far. Driver out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, out to the Speedway. The E. Schneider & Sons Recycling Rider DRC Chassis. Oshucks Roasted Corn Boulevard Truck Repair. Hogue Racing Enterprises number 39. This is Briggs Danner. Briggs Danner in number 39. He'll come around to start the clock. The 11th driver to qualify. 17th in 2023, a runner-up finish last year. Picked up an East Coast win back in July of last year as he comes around with a 10.703, 107.03 seconds for Briggs Danner on his opening lap. Good enough for 4th quick. He'll bring her off the cushion onto the front straightaway. Does he improve on lap number 2? He does indeed. 10.647. 10647 jumps up one more to third quick. That was Briggs Danner. Driver moving up out of the micro and midget ranks into non-wing sprint car competition. It's Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana, to the Midwest 2 Bills Davis Brothers. Quiller Performance powered. A&N Transport. The gear starts now at number 5G. Setzer going to sail around onto the front straightaway, and he'll go fourth quick on his opening lap at 10:695, 1:0695 seconds for the driver. Seeing the Action Track USA for the first time. The wall was going to be the thing that stopped him there as he comes around lap number 2, and that did cost him 11:057, 10:695 on lap number 1 for Gunnar Setzer. Jake Swanson onto the speedway out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Breaking, Snake Enterprises, One Way DRC, Darty Motorsports, KC Enterprises, JSC Shock Technologies, Dirt Roots Digital, number 5T. A 10th place finish here in 2023. 1 year ago, he ran 7th. Best run of the week of a big diamond. A 5th place finish for the driver, the number 5T. Returns a 10:780, 10:780 for Jake Swanson on his opening lap. Currently 7th on the grid. Powers are onto the front straightaway, and lap number 2 will be better. Fourth quick at a 10:682, 1:0682 seconds for Jake Swanson. Picking up a win earlier this week at the Williams Grove Speedway out of Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, CSI, Rock City Racing, Stanton Mach 1 number 3R. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the 3, going to throw her off into turns 1 and 2 on the clock. First trip to Action Track 1 year ago. He ran 8th in the feature event. He'll come around on his opening lap, 8th quick at a 10:818, 1:0818 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. 12th place finish at Port Royal last night for the Inferno Armor number 3. And lap number 2 will be slower, barely, 10:825. Lap number 1, a 10:818 for KTJ, currently sitting 8th on the field. Driver to Rockland, California, out to the speedway. We're looking at Robert Ballou in the Suburban Subaru. Dean's Waterfront Services, First Western Telecom Core Installation, Donut DRC chassis number 12. 7th place finish at Bridgeport, and 8th at Big Diamond, 11th at Williams Grove. Had to bring the backup car down last night. Ran into a 5th place finish up at Port Royal. 15th driver out to qualify. Ballou going to come around on his opening lap, and it'll be 9th quick at a 10:917, 1:0917 seconds for Robert Ballou. Last year, 9th place finish in the feature event here at Action Track USA. 2023, it was a 4th place run. Comes around lap number 2 and better, 10:828. Still 9th quick, though, for Robert Ballou. Out of Blandon, Pennsylvania, driver the Avenger chassis, Roadrunner Race Fields, Cherry Motorsports number 67. This is Jason Cherry. Jason Cherry, number 67. Second start of the week here in Eastern Storm competition. Port Royal last night, mustered an 18th place run. Brings the Roadrunner Race Fields number 67C onto the back straightaway as he'll work on his opening lap. Comes around with a 12:131, 12:131 seconds for the driver, the number 67C. Only a handful of drivers to go here to qualify. Again, 19 checking in for action at the Action Track USA. Comes around at 11:912 on his second time around. Driver out to the speedway now. Behind the wheel, the number 19, Hayden Reinbold, coming to us out of Raisin City, California, or out of Gilbert, Arizona, rather. The AME Electrical, Levante Windows and Doors, Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike, number 19. He's around on lap number 1, and Hayden going to go 11th quick, 11:071, 1:1071 seconds for the driver of the number 19. Wheels are off into turns 3 and 4 around to the front straightaway. Checkered flag going to greet him, and lap number 2, a 10:972, better, but still 11th quick for Hayden Reinbold. Driver that leads the points with the Eastern Storm as well as USAC National Competition. Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Mach 1 Chassis, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. Winner here in 2023, ran 6 here 1 year ago. Buried up into the cushion over through turns at 3 and 4. He'll come around 8th quick on his opening lap at 10:742, 1:0742 seconds. has not finished outside of the top 5 all week. Comes around better on line number 2, 10.705, 7th quick for Kyle Cummins. Now this driver is out of Raisin City, California. Mitchell Moles, the AMA Electrical, Pacific Transportation, Kaiser, Stanton Spike, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports with 19 AZ. Final driver to qualify here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Leading laps at Bridgeport. In fact, the opening 25 revolutions were all him. Unfortunately, ended up with a second place run. Second place at Big Diamond, 8th at Williams Grove, and a 4th place run last night up at Port Royal. As Moles going to come around 11th quick on his first time by, 10.928, 10.928 for Mitchell Moles. 1 year ago, finished 3rd here at Action Track USA. Brings her off at turn number 4, better by 1 spot at 10.824. Again, that's Mitchell Moles. As that'll wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight is Gunnar Setzer. 4th is Jake Swanson. 3rd is Briggs Danner. 2nd is Justin Grant. And the man that's fastest of them all so far out of Sutter, California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, CGCPA, Sport Check Marketing, Indy Custom Stone, number 57. Race fans, give him a hand, Logan Seavey. So Logan Seavey, tonight's Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier here with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Third time this season, second night in a row for Seavey to be quickest in qualifying. Last night at Port Royal in 18.662. His first one of the season was at Eldora back in May at 15.755. A couple of new track records on the season so far here. Justin Grant laying down a new quick lap at Big Diamond, a 14.527. It's C.J. Leary, now the one-lap track record holder at Knoxville with an 18.442. See the micros starting to make their way into the staging lanes. It's interesting in different parts of the country. Here they call them 600 sprints. Back in Tulsa, they're micros. In other places, they call them lightning sprints, mini sprints, which incidentally, lightning sprints, mini sprints, and micros are all 3 separate divisions. But it just depends on where you're at. But it is the Hyper Racing 600 sprints is what they're known around here.
USA, that is correct, yes.
Well, it's got a bicycle chain, but it's certainly not a 600cc sprint. We're talking about your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. He's going to get a word with Christy Bemis.
And that's 2 nights in a row for Logan Seavey being your Honest Abe Roofing fast qualifier. Last night over at Port Royal Speedway and tonight here at Action Track USA. And obviously track position, one of the hotter topics here at this racetrack with 410 non-wing sprint cars. What is the plan when you talk about starting 6th in the first heat race?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Luckily, for me, there's not a whole ton of cars tonight, so it should be somewhat easy to get through there and just get our starting spot for the feature. But still got to start, 6th in the feature if all goes well in our heat race. So won last year, but we were from the front row, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to have to make some moves and have a car that's maneuverable as well as fast. So my guys obviously did a good job there, and we made a lot of changes last night to try to get better. We've obviously had speed at times and then just not racing very well as the night goes on. So my guys are working hard to get a ride, and hot day today. Thank you guys for all coming out. I'm glad I got a brand new Sparco suit on tonight. Really, really nice and comfortable suits, and just happy that happy to start a nice night off well again tonight, and hopefully be back over here after the feature.
You wouldn't know it now, but they got a ton of rain here at Action Track earlier today. Is the track widening out in the way that you would expect it to had it not rained the way it did?
Yeah, I think with all the heat, we probably would expect it to be pretty slick, but the rain maybe, helped us out tonight, and it's already shaping up to be really a good track. So I'm sure it helps when you get rain and you only have a little tiny racetrack to work. You know, it's not like you got to work a big old half mile. So I'm sure it's a little bit easier to work a small little racetrack like this, and you know, maybe get it packed in real quick before the rain, and then quickly open it back up after the rain. So I don't know. I'm not a track guy, but I would assume it's slightly easier to work a small track over a big track. And yeah, I don't think it's made much of a difference. I think the track's probably right where they'd like it to be, and you know, we're going to race all over it regardless.
All good to go for your Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier tonight for the final night of Eastern Storm out here in Pennsylvania. That's Logan Seavey. He was also your Fast Qualifier last night at Port Royal Speedway with the AMSL USAC National Sprint Car Series.
So his point is we were out here setting up for the FloRacing broadcast as they had the track completely tilled up like they were getting ready to plant. And as soon as that big blob showed up on the radar, it took them maybe about 5 minutes to get the water trucks out here and get this thing rolled in. So, yeah, still a lot of science behind it, but that shorter surface certainly made it very quick for them to get it sealed over, as we've got little cars set for the little track.
Yeah, a grand total of 65 of them, Brian, here tonight, signed in for competition. Of course, I think several here to kind of test and tune, as well as race here tonight, but 600 Speed Week coming up, middle of July. And that will be here before we know it. So several out-of-towners, if you will, newcomers to Action Track USA here to get set for the big Speed Week show. And also to do some racing on a Sunday night. Our Hyper Racing 600 sprints will compete in 6 qualifying heats here tonight. 3 to qualify out of each. As part of these hot laps, we will also have a mad scramble. The mad scramble for cars and drivers who did not qualify at our previous event, which was just 4 days ago, this past Wednesday night, or maybe drivers who were not here on Wednesday and wish to participate in the mad scramble. The winner of the mad scramble automatically transfers into tonight's main event and receives a nice cash prize courtesy of Keith Gerhardt. In that first group, Timmy Buckwalder, the Wheelmaster General in the 600cc Performance, Barry and Cheryl Graff, number 71. Quickest at 11.475. Quick lap for Tim. Now these are the drivers just out here for practice. Hot laps. The Mad Scramble cars will come at the end of this session. We'll actually have an 8-lap Mad Scramble race. The winner transferring directly to tonight's main event and receiving a nice cash prize courtesy of Keith Gerhardt. Connor Gross, the 14C, quickest of that group, second fastest overall, 11.433. The quick lap for Connor Gross out of Asbury, New Jersey in the CPG Graphics 14C. Connor, a recent college graduate with a mechanical engineering degree. And he finished third last Wednesday night in our main event. Tim Buckwalder still quickest overall. Timmy the runner-up last Wednesday night to Connor Mirabelli in our 25-lap main event. With that runner-up finish, Tim taking over the point lead in our Hyper Racing 600 Sprint division. Do want to remind everybody, after tonight, we are dark here at Action Track USA until July the 9th. July 9th, it's a Wednesday night, our next event featuring the IMT USAC East Coast Sprint Car Division, the non-wing 360 sprints. Always put on a terrific show here in Kutztown. That's Wednesday, July the 9th. The opening night feature winner here this year, Kyle Lick in the number 11C. Third quick overall, fastest of that group. His time identical to that of Connor Gross, 11.433. There goes Kyle crossing the track right now in the Zach Light owned number 11Z. Well, this is the 8-lap mad scramble. First race of the night. Pole sitter will be the 76K of Larry Kelleher, lining up second, the letter Z of Chris Tittle. Third starter, the 24W, that's Zach Weisenflew. And going fourth in car number 12, Amanda Bouchel. The 86 of Adam Bouchel starts fifth. Going sixth, his teammate in the 86B, the Rockaway Rocket, Danny Buckafuska. The 24H of Kyle Hervé lines up seventh, and going eighth in the Whitecoal Sportswear, number 23M, Kenny Miller III. The 09 Vince Guici will start ninth, and going 10th in the 56, that's Tim Henry. Then it's the 2 of Jacob Stitzel, the 41B Brody Snyder, the Z29 of Evan Nolf, 22H Fred Heinley, and we are ready for green. 15G Ashton Glazer, Brianna Snyder, the 12S, 127 of Corey England, and the 24M, Mike Guler. That's the field. One lap about to be scored. Larry Kelleher at the head of the class. Pretty good little scuffle for second. That ends quickly as Christopher Tittle, the letter Z car, now motors into that runner-up spot, leaving Zach Weisenfluh to battle with Adam Buechele for third. Buechele's going to win that battle pretty quickly. Buechele to third, Weisenfluh back to fourth, and he is now under attack from the 23M of Kenny Miller. 5-car breakaway right now. Kyle Hervey a distant sixth in the 24M. Miller making the inside move under Weisenfluh on the backstretch. Kenny Miller now up to P4. Up front, having things all his own way. Larry Kelleher, 2 to go this time in the mad scramble. Kelleher looking to move on to that main event. Avoid running heat races. Has things well in hand with 1 to go. Christopher Tittle in second. Adam Buechele third, but the win will go to the pole sitter, Larry Kelleher. A very quick top 5 out of that one. The win and the automatic transfer into tonight's 25-lap main event, plus a nice little cash prize from Keith Gerhardt. The win to the 76K, Larry Kelleher. Runner-up, the letter Z, Christopher Tittle. Third to the 86 of Adam Buechele. Finishing fourth in the 23M, Kenny Miller the third. And rounding out the top 5, the Warhorse Racing 24W of Zach Weisenfluh. Right now, folks, a little bit of track prep as we get ready for qualifying heat activity, which will immediately follow our opening ceremonies here tonight. Little bit of track prep, and then we will get the program underway with opening ceremonies. Do want to remind you again, I know there were cars on the racetrack when I said it earlier, but following this event tonight, we will be dark here at Action Track USA for about the next 2 weeks. We're back on Wednesday, July the 9th. Wednesday, July 9th is when we return to kick off the second half of the campaign. USAC East Coast Sprint Cars, presented by Innovative Machine Technology. The USAC East Coast non-wing 360 Sprint Cars will be here along with our Hyper Racing 600 Sprints and the All-Star and Junior Slingshots. That's Wednesday, July the 9th. That is our next race here at Action Track USA.
So a little bit of track work. So on the FloRacing broadcast, we'll step away for just a moment. We'll be back to Action Track USA.
Hi, my name is Gio Angelini. I'm 8 years old. My hometown is Waterloo, Indiana. My home track is Kokomo. I'm super excited to race with Petty Performance and try to expand my horizon with all the cool drivers. Thank you for letting me participate, and let's win the drill together.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Are you looking for a new race car hauler, trailer, or easy-go golf cart? What about something dependable? How about buying from someone you can depend on? Contact Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. They're a certified Featherlight dealer with all kinds of trailers and other products to fit your needs. Located just 2 hours north of downtown Indianapolis, Elliott's Custom Trailers will deliver your trailer or cart anywhere in the United States. No matter where you're from or what you're looking for, the goal is always the same: ultimate customer satisfaction. So don't wait. Contact Elliott's today and find a trailer or golf cart that fits your needs.
Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission is to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and holds an FFL license. If you have any questions, please call Indy Metal Finishing today at 317-858-5353. Find them online at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Indy Metal Finishing, or visit their website at indymetalfinishing.com.
Every lap, every race, every bit of paint traded for every hard-fought place. Every checkered flag and trophy raised. Every ounce of dirt, sweat, and gears. They're all jammed inside every can of NOS Energy. Go ahead, open up a can.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
And our very own Briggs Danner in that title hunt for the Eastern Storm Championship.
Indeed, as we are back live on the broadcast here on FloRacing, opening ceremonies ready to kick off.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you are able, we ask that you rise, please. Thank you for removing your headgear, and we will begin tonight's opening ceremonies with our invocation. Let us bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, gracious God, please extend your blessings over this facility here tonight. Please keep all of the racers, the track officials, the crew members, and all of these great, great race fans in your loving hands. Keep us safe and let us have a safe trip home when it is all done. We thank you for our military, those putting their lives on the line every day so that we may remain free here in what is still the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. And now please remain standing as we send it down to Victory Lane area for the honors, tonight's national anthem. Please welcome Mr. Keith Gerhardt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mr. Keith Gerhard. Thank you, Keith. Once again, the Van Machine and Truck Equipment presenting the Eastern Storm Tour. And we want to thank our good friends at Bob Hilbert Sportswear for sponsoring tonight's event at Action Track USA. 6 heats for the 600s. 3 to qualify out of each. The top 2 will make the handicap. 8 laps the distance for each heat race. And here's the lineup for qualifying heat number 1. On the pole, great to have him back with us tonight. We call him Sparks, driving the number 83, Gabe Gerber. Second starter, the 65, is Jacob Fisher. Lining up third and driving car number 2, Jacob Stitzel. And going fourth in the 24W, that's Zach Weisenflue. TJ Diltz, the number 84, will start fifth. Going sixth in car number 50, Jacob Severn. 7th starter. How cool is it to have this guy in a 600 here tonight? Modified hot shoe, the modern day warrior, Mike Guler, driving the number 24M, and he'll start 7th. In the 8th spot, in the number 95, that's Anthony Schlosser. And going 9th, driving the 88, Matt Charowitz. 10th and final starter, former track champion here. He's already been to victory lane at the Speedway this year in the 23M, Kenny Miller III. We're supposed to have Larry Kelleher in this heat also. Larry, of course, the winner of the Mad Scramble. So Larry Kelleher will not have to compete in a heat race here tonight. Again, 8 laps the distance, only three to qualify out of these 600 heats. Getting everybody into the proper alignment now without Kelleher, who was slated to start second. So everybody else got to crisscross and move up a little bit. Should have them set here and ready to go. Going green this time. Watch them when they get to that Uke tire or the big tractor tire with the cones sticking out of it right there. In turn 4, we are green. Heat number 1 underway. Gabe Gerber going to break away with the early race lead. Chasing him down the back chute. The 2 of Jacob Stitzel. Gerber up the banking in turn 4. Open the door for Stitzel. Jacob says, thank you very much. I'll go to the front. Jacob Stitzel. What could be his very first start here at Action Track USA. Leads it and pulling away over Gabe Gerber. Pretty good fight for that final transfer spot. Off the corner, Kenny Miller, who started out back. Miller's threading his way forward very quickly. Miller now into a qualifying position, dropping Weisenflue back to 4th. Then comes the 50 of Jacob Severn in 5th. Pretty good scuffle from 6th on back. But up front, it is Jacob Stitzel showing the way. Sponsored by the Third Rail in Blandon, Pennsylvania. And we've got trouble here on the front straightaway. The 95 of Anthony Schlosser. The Lowdown Entertainment, number 95. Anthony Schlosser slowing here on the front straightaway. Putting us under yellow. And we are beyond the halfway point. In our heat races for the 600 sprints, once we get to the halfway point, then we go single file for the restarts. A little bit different come feature time. So this one, nose to tail, single file style with 3 to go. And Jacob Stitzel showing the way. The Third Rail, number 2, Jacob Stitzel. Out of nearby Blandon, Pennsylvania. Gabe Gerber, who's now on the road, full-time mechanic for Dazen Pursley. Gerber back in the driver's seat tonight, running second. And Kenny Miller to third. Weisenflue going after Miller. Miller took a peek and got messed up. Miller had to stab the brakes in turn 2, and Weisenflue able to capitalize. Now we got one of them, Jacob Severn. Little excursion through the infield, but we will stay green as they head for the white flag. Stitzel again out front. Gerber, the runner-up, in a big battle for that final transfer spot. Headed for Checker. Stitzel will win it over Gerber and Weisenflue. So again, the top 3 out of that one, Jacob Stitzel. And what we think could be his very first start here at Action Track USA, the winner over the 83 of Gabe Gerber and the 24W, Zach Weisenflue. Heat number 2. We'll go to the post in this order on the pole. Wednesday night's feature winner, his very first win here at Action Track USA, the 9X Connor Mirabelli. Lining up second, the letter Z, Christopher Tittle. And going third in the 41B, that's Brody Snyder. The Triple X car is Adam O'Brien. He'll go fourth. And in the 5th spot, the 24H of Kyle Hervey. Driving the 501 tonight, back in the seat, Mark Maneri. He'll start 6th. In 7th, in the 14J, James Roselli. The winner at Hamlin Speedway last night, the number 91, Nate Freed, will start in the 8th spot. Going 9th in car number 12, that's Dylan Contra. Opening night feature winner here, the 11Z, Kyle Lick, back in 10th. And starting 11th in the number 66, that's Billy Koch. Bit of a fracas back there on the back straightaway. Kyle Hervé, part of the incident over in turn 2. Hervé able to pull away under his own power, the 24H. We saw Kyle Lick when the nose facing this way, stopped on the backstretch. Kyle now has driven around here to the front straightaway. Triple X of Adam O'Brien. The car in trouble on the backstretch. He is okay. Saw him climb out of that machine. Now on the front of the four-wheeler, the Triple X car, Adam O'Brien. Taking a lick back there on the back straightaway. It'll be a complete restart with the exception of the cars involved. Looks like O'Brien will be the only one not able to refire and restart. Again, Connor Mirabelli picked up his first career win here last Wednesday night at Action Track USA, holding off Timmy Buckwalter in a fantastic feature event. Mirabelli on the pole here in this heat race. Christopher Tittle, the letter Z, finished second in the Mad Scramble just a short time ago. He is now lined up on the outside of row number 1. The 41B, Brody Snyder. A welcome to Brody, making his first start of the year here. Looks like the 14J of James Roselli ready to go from the outside of row number 2. And we're going to try it again. Nate Freed in the 5th spot in car number 91. Mirabelli bolting out to the early lead. Christopher Tittle up the banking, trying to make a big run at the leader. Can't do it. Mirabelli, look at him hike that left front donut through turn number 2. Now Tittle took a little look-see down to the inside. Nothing there. Mirabelli will hold on to the lead as we put lap number 2 on the board. Hot and heavy for that third and final qualifying spot. Right now it belongs to Roselli in the FloRacing 14J. Kyle Lick storming from the back of the pack. The 11Z into the 4th position. Diving to the inside. He'll bang wheels with Roselli. Kyle Lick now up to 3rd. Roselli backing out of a transfer for the moment. 41B of Snyder fighting with the 66 of Billy Koch for position number 5. Christopher Tittle saw him wash up the banking in 3 and 4. Kyle Lick took advantage going underneath him. Now it's Tittle and Roselli in a dogfight for the final transfer. White flag in the air. Roselli gonna go to 3rd. Christopher Tittle has to get it done here in 3 and 4. The win to the 9X, Connor Mirabelli over Kyle Lick and James Roselli. So again, your top 3. The win to the 9X of Connor Mirabelli. Runner-up, the 11Z, Kyle Lick. And 3rd to qualify, the 14J of James Roselli. Heat number 3 lines up this way. On the pole will be the 15G of Ashton Glazer. Starting 2nd, the all-time leading 600 sprint winner here at Action Track USA, in the number 71, the Wheelmaster General, Timmy Buckwalter. The 12 of Amanda Bouchel will start 3rd. Going 4th in the 09, that's Vince Guisi. In the 5th spot, the GJ Oliver, number 86, the driver Adam Bouchel. And starting 6th, Couple of wins already this year out at Lindis Speedway. The 19S, Chase Shot. The 64 is Ronnie Dawson. He'll line up 7th. Going 8th in the 7G, that's Jimmy Glenn. Tony Kosar, the 02, starts 9th. Going 10th. The 15L of Landon Smith. And the 11th and final starter in the 96, Zach Jurczyk. Ashton Glazer on the inside, Timmy Buckwalter on the outside. That's row number 1. Amanda Bouchel, Vince Guisi in row 2. We're green. Ooh, big bicycle by Guisi in the 09. Did a good job hanging on to it. He'll lose a couple of spots. Meanwhile, up front, the early leader in the 71, it's Tim Buckwalter. Ashton Glazer making a rare appearance here at Action Track USA. Doing a nice job, though, in that runner-up spot. The GNP number 15G under attack now from Chase Shot. Shot, junior slingshot winner several times here at the Speedway, making an infrequent start in the 600s. Shot, though, solidly in a qualifying spot at the moment. Way back to 4th. That is the 12 of Amanda Bouchel. Here comes Timmy Buckwalter. Big lead for the 71. Hot and heavy battle for the runner-up spot. Glazer hanging on. Chase Shot nipping at the heels of the 15G. And we are yellow. Spinner down to the middle of turns 1 and 2. That's the 02 of Tony Kosar to put us under yellow. Six laps are complete, 6 down, 2 to go. So it'll be a green-white checker scenario to decide this one. And again, because we're beyond the halfway mark in this heat race, single file restart. Timmy Buckwalter, Ashton Glazer, and Chase Shot, the top 3 right now. Amanda Bouchel giving up that 4th spot here in the restart. White flag in the air. Battle for second, raging once again. The 09 of Guichi now 4th. Chase Shot forging in front. Checkered flag to Timmy Buckwalter. Wow, photo finish for second. Tim Buckwalter, the winner of heat race number 3. In that photo finish for second, Chase Shot, the 19S, just nosing out Ashton Glazer. Heat race number 4 will go to the post in this order. On the pole, driving the 21C, that's Zach Curtis. Starting second, the winner at Spirit Auto Speedway on Friday night in the number 80, Anthony Tramontana. The 9W, the Big Dill, Weston Doakland will start 3rd, and going 4th in the 14C, that's Connor Gross. The 19 of Jasper Zigafus starts 5th, going 6th. In the 17, that's Cole Perez. The 10L, Lucas Kostic, starts 7th, and in the 8th spot in car number 30, Jack Fraser. The number 4 Double R, Ryan Rochelle, lines up 9th. Going 10th and driving car number 20, Richie Pazinski. The 22H of Fred Heinley starts 11th. Zach Curtis, race leader. Tremontana runs second. Connor Gross in third. And then it's a hornet's nest from fourth on back. Mad scramble. We had the mad scramble already. Well, you wouldn't know it. They are all over the racetrack. Zigafoosh now to fourth. Down the back chute, Zach Curtis. Large and in charge right now. Showing away in heat race number 4. Digging hard in that runner-up spot, Anthony Tremontana. Anthony a car length or 2 in front of Connor Gross. Zigafoosh trying to reel in the top 3. Lucas Kostick working his way forward right now. He runs behind the 17 of Cole Perez. That is a good battle for the number 5 position. 2 to go this time. Top 3 still single file. Each of them about 2 car lengths apart. Long way back to Zigafoosh in fourth. White flag in the air. Final trip around the speedway here in heat number 4. The Bob Hilbert Sportswear heat race number 4 will go to Zach Curtis. Ryan Rochelle and Lucas Kostick involved over there in quarter number 4 as they headed for the checkered flag. Kostick able to drive away. We see the driver of the number 4 moving around inside the car, talking to the track crew down there. And Ryan Rochelle going to get a push. Will not need the hook. So Ryan Rochelle okay. Win in that heat to the 21C of Zach Curtis. Runner-up in the 80, Anthony Tremontana. And finishing third to qualify, the 14C of Connor Gross. Heat race number 5 for the 600 sprints. On the pole will be the 56 of Tyler Henry. Second starter, the 21G, Jeff Federspiel. And going third in the 01, Jordan Marrero. The 42 of Dylan Hahn lines up fourth. And going fifth in the 54, Shoemakersville's Dakota Bartlett. The number 5 two-time track champion here, Christian Bruno, will start 6th. And in 7th, it's the 18D of Dylan Smith. The C2 is Colton Colalus, 00K Peyton Necht, the 14 Cole Gerber, and the number 5 Alex Rupert. That's the field, and we're green. Blasting out of corner number 2. 2 by 2 down the back chute. Out front, leading the way, it's Tyler Henry. Henry the leader over Federspiel. Then a 3-car fight for the 3rd spot. Watch Bruno working off the bottom. 3 wide with Bartlett and Marrero. That was for 4th spot. Bruno's got it. Here they come, charging out of 4. Right now, Dylan Hahn runs 3rd. Car number 42, Hahn looking to the inside of Federspiel at the end of the back chute. Battle raging for that runner-up spot, and it's going to be a 3-car fight. Here comes Christian Bruno. The number 5 up there on the lip at both ends of the racetrack, making that high side work. The Evo fuel injection, number 5, the driver out of Deptford, New Jersey, Christian Bruno. Racing up to challenge for the lead with 2 to go. Big battle for third as well. Federspiel and Dylan Hahn. White flag waving. Tyler Henry playing defense right now, sticking that car down to the bottom, but Christian Bruno's got it rolling up on the top. Checkered flag to Christian Bruno. Tyler Henry, Jeff Federspiel, the top 3. Real good heat race there, winning it on the final lap, the number 5, Christian Bruno. Runner-up, the 56 of Tyler Henry, and third to qualify, the 21G, Jeff Federspiel. This is our 6th and final heat race for the 600s. And on the pole, driving the number 22, that's Chase Ware. The Z71, Michael Knopf, will line up second, and going third in the number 16, Logan Dontonville. Trevor Gotch, the winner at Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway last night in the 16T. He'll start fourth, and going fifth in the 22K, that's Kate Mattern. The Z29, Evan Knopf, will start sixth. Going seventh, the 86B, that's the Rockaway Rocket, Danny Bukafuska. The 127 of Corey England lines up 8th, going 9th. That's Superior Automotive, 12S, Brianna Snyder. Starting 10th, shotgun on the field. The 75K, homegrown Kutztown zone, Jared Kunkel. Again, 50-50 tickets for sale. Maybe she'll even sell you some of that Rita's or that cool drink she's got down front. Probably not, though. But you can buy some of the, I think that's the yellow 50-50s. Now going under the booth here. 50-50 tickets on sale all night long. They'll be going through the grandstands. Here we go, final heat race for the 6. Oh, the leader, pole sitter that is, going around. Chase Ware got tagged, spun around, collected a couple of others. Danny Bukafuska's down there in the 86B. $75K, Jared Kunkel also involved in that one, along with the 22 of Chase Ware and the 86B, Danny Bukafuska. Complete restart, with the exception of the cars involved. They go to the back of the pack. So Michael Knopf, the Z71, will drop to the inside of row 1. The 16, Logan Dontonville, flanking him now on the outside of the front row. Good to see somebody taking advantage of the swimming pool, new here tonight, making its debut in the Turn 2 Tavern down to the fan zone as we go green. Michael Nolf, the Z71 out front. Look at them rumble side by side for the runner-up spot. Down to the bottom, that's Trevor Gotch, the 16T. Gotch now will put up with a challenge from the Z29 of Evan Nolf. Look at Chase Ware from the back of the pack. The 22 car running the high side. Oh, Chase Ware going into the fence into turn one. And he is climbing out of the car. Chase Ware, the number 22. We could see him moving around in there, getting the belts off and quickly climbing out. There he is, Chase Ware, okay, on the front of the four-wheeler. The 22 was charging from the back of the pack, involved in that spin on the initial start. Tried to squeeze by a couple of cars here in the front straightaway, ran out of racing room, got up and into the wall and went for the ride into corner number one. Thankfully climbing out of the car quickly. Three laps are complete, 3 down, 5 to go. The Z71, Michael Nolf, is the race leader. 16T, Trevor Gotch in the runner-up spot. The Z29 of Evan Nolf is third for the restart. 16, Logan Donsonville in fourth. Going to get back to it this time. Green flag waiting. 2 by 2, here they come. Back to the stripe. Evan Nolf got a good restart there in third, trying to get away from the pack in that final qualifying spot. Meanwhile, up front, they're going at it hammer and tongs for the race lead. Trevor Gotch had a wheel to the inside of Michael Nolf, couldn't make it stick. So Nolf back in front. Gotch coming after him once again, and Evan Nolf there in third, and now that's Corey England in the 127, moving up to challenge for third. Jared Kunkel still in the hunt as well in the 75K. Jared Kunkel right now fifth. They are side by side for the lead. Trevor Gotch going to go to the head of the field. White flag this time. Trevor Gotch leading. Evan Nolf now to the runner-up spot. And how about Corey England, the 127, to third. Yellow, 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 caution. We will not finish just yet. Early leader Michael Nolf, the Z71, coming to a stop atop the banking in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And we have a car sitting on at the top of the banking down in 3 and 4. That's Danny Buckafuska. Tough break for Michael Nolf, who led this one from the outset until Mechanical Gremlins struck the Z71. Trevor Gotch, the Weikerts Livestock 16T, your race leader. Z29 of Evan Nolf, now the runner-up. And the 127, Corey England in the hot seat. Jared Kunkel right behind him. The 12S, Brianna Snyder in 5th. Here we go. Final lap. Dodsonville rounding out the running order. Jared Kunkel with a head of steam down the back chute. Will he have enough time to challenge? Trevor Gotch wins it over Evan Nolf and Corey England. Once again, the top 3 in that final heat race, the win to the 16T of Trevor Gotch. Runner-up, the Z29, Evan Nolf, and third to the 127, Corey England. That's going to do it for the Hyper Racing 600 Sprint Heats. And it is now time for qualifying heat activity for the USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Car Championship. And it is my pleasure to turn things over to Brian Holbert and Christy Bemis, who will call the action for the USAC heat races.
Thank you very much. A trio of heat races on tap here for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Now going into the heat races, again, every time drivers are on track, they're earning points towards the Eastern Storm standings. Again, the championship chase, it's show-up points. They'll get 50 points at the end of the night, no matter what, for the championship standings. Now for the Eastern Storm, again, they're earning points. It is a one-point game right now for the Eastern Storm title. Cummins by 1 over Danner, 303 to 302, and then back at 297 points right now is Justin Graham. So it's still very close. Again, a $5,000 payday to the champion of Eastern Storm, a $10,000 total payout for the Eastern Storm points chase. Again, Levan Machine and Truck Equipment, the title sponsor of this year's Eastern Storm.
Yeah, I believe they said it pays out top 6 in Eastern Storm points. So whoever finishes 6th will get a cut of that pay, 5th, 4th, and so on.
Just getting in my ear, it's top 5. They just confirmed top 5.
Love that for me.
Sakura Q Heat Race number 1 out to the Speedway. On the pole, it is the young lady out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. The Dean's Auto Plaza, fit-powered max at number 39T. It'll be Olivia Thayer. Outside run number 1, you'll find Hayden Reinbold at Gilbert, Arizona. Driver the Reinbold Underwood Motorsports AMA Electrical Levante Windows and Doors, number 19. Second row for the inside is teammate Mitchell Moles. He's out of Raisin City, California. The AMA Electrical Pacific Valley Transportation Spike, number 19 AZ. And for the fourth starting spot, Kyle Cummins. He's out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows and Doors. Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, number 3. Jake Swanson. He's out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, One-Way DRC, number 5T. And from 6, your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier, Logan Seavey of Sutter, California. The Mountain Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, CGCPA Sport Check Marketing, number 57. Final starters set to be Jason Cherry at Blandon, Pennsylvania. The Roadrunner Race Fields of Inter Chassis, number 67C. That'll be your schedule lineup again for Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Right quick, let's check in with Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. Well, one thing you'll notice when you go across the great state of Pennsylvania is seemingly almost every racetrack has an infield section. And Action Track USA may be the smallest place we go to with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship during Eastern Storm, but it's definitely the liveliest. Check out over here. We got the Turn 2 Tavern, which is a longtime staple here of Action Track USA. Who knows what's going to happen down here tonight? And I'll point out this, too. I personally find this hilarious. They're big rigs, the Inter fans here. This is also one of the few racetracks I've seen with a functioning pool in the infield as well. So, and also too, it's worth mentioning that if you have a general admission ticket to the grandstands here at Action Track USA, during a break in the racing action, you can come down here and get a drink from the Turn 2 Tavern and watch some great racing here at Action Track USA.
Drake's next update has to be from the pool. He has to be weighted in the pool.
I was going to say, now that you're 21, bring me an old fashioned when you come up.
There you go. If you like me, you can lie.
It's a better day for that, probably. It was a bajillion degrees here today, but it has cooled off significantly. I doubt that will make a whole lot of difference when it comes to the racing surface, as it's pretty well worked in at this point.
This afternoon, it got about 1 for 1. 100 degrees, 100% humidity, but that's all right. Starting to cool down, starting to be a beautiful evening here. The sun's starting to dip down, giving us a nice sunset. It's a Sunday night at the racetrack.
All things considered, we only lost one race during this Eastern Storm swing, and when we look at what the weather actually looked like, and what, knock on wood, okay, I'm sorry, and when we look at what the weather actually looked like, the forecast coming out here, man, I would have suspected that it would have been worse, but here we are, finale night.
There you go, and we're going to go to green. Heat race number 1 again, brought to you by Car IQ. There, brings him down to the start on the outside. The 19, Hayden Reinbold, going to jump out to the early advantage. The 3, Pia Cummins, going to come in to see if he can take that spot away. 3 wide for the third spot on the outside. The 19, it'll be the other 19 showing the way, though. Right now, Reinbold out in front of the field.
Kyle Cummins wasting absolutely no time, but now Hayden Reinbold beginning to stretch his legs just a little bit, of course, with his pace on this racetrack. That's not saying a whole lot, but Olivia Thayer nonetheless falling back to the 6th position on lap number 1.
Yeah, and everybody's going on to the feature, but you still want to be in the top 6 to get your time back and make your way into the inversion. AME Electrical, the bread on the sandwich here. Avante Windows and Doors, the filling. As they work off into turns 3 and 4, it is still Reinbold, Cummins, Moles. Here comes Cummins now with a slide for the race lead. Got it in 3.
Kyle Cummins on the top side of the racetrack, Hayden Reinbold and Mitchell Moles following suit. Jake Swanson also on the top, but Logan Seavey searching around the bottom side of the 5T.
Most laps will see contested all week long. All the heat races all week have been 8 laps. It's 10 laps tonight. The feature is going to be 40 revolutions. And they're everybody trying to set themselves up nicely for that one as Cummins leads. And it will be Reinbold Underwood Motorsports running 2nd and 3rd. It's Reinbold and Moles. Then it's going to be Seavey, Swanson, Thayer, then Cherry. Cummins got that thing all the way up on the cushion through turns 3 and 4. You'll see varying lines here. Last year, they weren't quite running an oval. They were running more of like a pentagon around this thing. So we'll see how it shapes up. Right now, they're nice and smooth around the top side.
Bottom side of the racetrack looking to be once again the area where cars are going to be making passes. Kyle Cummins able to get to the front of the field that way and then moving to the top side of the racetrack. Logan Seavey also able to pass Jake Swanson on the bottom and then again moving to the top side of the racetrack once that was said and done.
Back to hard at turns 3 and 4, coming around to the way with the white flag. Checker flag going to fly this time. Wiggles and giggles up at the flag stand. Going to greet your winner in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Kyle Cummins picking up the win in 3. Hayden Reinbold going to cross in 2nd. Mitchell Moles in 3rd. Logan Seavey, Jake Swanson, Olivia Thayer, and Jason Cherry unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you to Princeton, Indiana. Driver the Avante Windows and Doors Premier Recycling Apache Transport Mach 1 stand number 3P. Race fans, give him a hand. Kyle Cummins. Winner here in 2023 starts his day off with a heat race win. And he's going to go down and get a word with Drake York.
Thank you so much, Brian. Yes, as you said, his 5th heat race win on the 2025 season. And of course, he comes into the heat race action, just 1 point to the good when it comes to going after his first career Eastern Storm title. And Kyle, some points there are going to be massively helpful there for you. And I know you're always good here. I know you love coming to Action Track USA, but how much is tonight really about getting your first Eastern Storm title?
We're just here to win the race. We win the race, so take care of everything else. We need that heat race win to start 7th. Just missed it a little bit in qualifying. The track's just, you can hit it 1 lap, you can miss it 1 lap, and we just missed her a couple laps. And so we'll see how things go. This will should start us 7th at least, and we can win from there. So we'll make it a good battle to the end at least.
Kyle Cummins with a very simple game plan going into the feature to win that Eastern Storm title, and that is to win it. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. He's your winner of Car IQ Heat Race number 1.
Second night in a row that Cummins has picked up a heat race win here with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. It's up to 9 now between first and second. Richie Murray down in the van texting us information on everything that is going on behind the scenes. Of course, if you read anything USAC Racing, it's Richie. If you see anything USAC Racing, Richie's posting it. If you see the points, it's Richie. A lot of people don't realize, and not just because he can hear us, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves a lot of times, the amount of work he puts in as the historian, the publicist, and everything he does. Thank you so much.
He is the fax machine, after all. And that is why
facts.
Correct. And that is why when misinformation is spread on the internet, Richie is kind enough to help everybody know the truth.
And he's very good about it.
He is.
K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2, Kayla Rail out of Dillsboro, Indiana. The Southern Insurance Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services. Don Spike number 4K going to be on the pole this one. Next to her is going to be Braden Cromwell, Lone Jack, Missouri. The Bodies Race Co., Acre Towing, Wrapped KC, Show Me Synthetics. Rick Horn Racing number 4X. Next row for the inside, the Madman, Robert Ballou to Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru, Deaton's Waterfront Services, Don DRC number 12, and CJ Leary. Going to go from the 4th starting spot at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Team Arizona, Quebec Jamie Racing number 21. Final row for the inside, Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. Driver the Midwest 2 Mills, Davis Brothers, S&C Machine number 5G. And your final starter, set to be Justin Grant at Ione, California. The NOS Energy MPV Logistics Top Industries, Indy Custom Stone number 4. That'll be your scheduled lineup again for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Of course, Grant rolling in a pair of wins out here on Eastern Storm. Started things off with a win up at Bridgeport. 7th place at Big Diamond. 5th place at Williams Grove. A win last night. 8 overall victories in USAC competition on the season for the driver of the number 4 across sprint cars, Silver Crown, and midget. He was the first driver to do so this year and the fastest ever in the history of the series.
And, of course, last night, not only picking up the win with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series at Port Royal, running on the podium as well with the Silver Crown cars. So that's 2 years in a row on the podium for Justin Grant last night at Port Royal Speedway.
Field dashing around to the back bumper of the Toyota Racing Development Pace Truck. Kayla Rail in the 4, her first foyer out here to take on Eastern Storm. Young lady out of Dillsboro, Indiana.
And there's absolutely no quit in that team. They've had some hard nights on this stretch, but they've also had some nights that showed a lot of promise and a lot of speed. So absolutely no quit for them starting on the front row of K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
Last 2 finishes, 14th for Rail. That was at the Grove and Port Royal. Started things off 19-17, so she's gotten better every night. Like I said, no quit, trying to get herself in position here. Speaking of position, they have found where they tripped the green light. And we're underway as they go 3 wide for the race lead. Robert Ballou down to the inside in 12. He has led the most and won the most heat races so far this season. Trying to pick up another one as it'll be Cromwell to the outside. That's the best speed we've seen out of him all week, as that's another team that has had no quit, but they have been on the struggle bus here trying to hold on to the race lead. Ballou down to the inside. Got it in 12.
You absolutely have. And Braden Cromwell now going to sit in second. CJ Leary kind of pressuring through the middle there, trying to hold off Gunnar Setzer while he does it. Robert Ballou, meanwhile, getting away.
So Ballou up into the race lead. Leary up into the second spot. The 5 up into third. Gunnar Setzer, another Eastern Storm rookie contender, onto the back straightaway, trying to take a look on the curb. Agajanian, Team Arizona, number 21 for the second spot. Couldn't get there. It's going to be Leary holding on to that position. Setzer, then Cromwell. Then it's going to be Rell, then Grant. Grant working the bottom side on the 4K. Then Austin Energy number 4 going to take over the 5th spot as it continues to be Robert Ballou in 12 showing the way. We've got 5 in, 5 to go here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
Gunnar Setzer just getting up to the top side of the racetrack in turns number 1 and 2. Got on the bicycle a little bit. Saw him do that on the bottom side of turn number 3 a few laps ago. So Gunnar Setzer trying to get that race car settled underneath him, but so far still holding down 3rd place.
Made the comment last night at Port Royal, if you're running the top, that means you're banging it off the guardrail. Well, here, much of the same, as they are using every square inch of this racetrack right now. As you see, Robert, he's not all the way to the top. Neither is Leary in 1 and 2, nor in 3 and 4. They're actually more in the middle right now. And in fact, Leary has a little bit better bite. He's going to come around to the back bumper of the 12. Might have a challenge for the lead. White flag coming out this time.
Is there enough time? Robert Ballou now moves down to Torn to protect that passing lane on the bottom side of the racetrack. CJ Leary's got one more lap to try and make that move on the 12.
Leary, shades of the dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, charging his way forward here. Going to come up one shy of the heat race win. Robert Ballou gets double-digit heat race wins on the season. That's number 10 for the driver, the number 12. Leary in second, Setzer in third, Grant, Cromwell, and Rell unofficially going to round out your field. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, comes to you out of Rocklin, California, the Suburban Subaru, Deaton's Waterfront Services, Amy Gardner Roofing, Hitchman Indy, DRC, Dawn out number 12, race fans, give him a hand, Robert Ballou. CJ Leary in second, Gunnar Setzer in third, Grant, Cromwell, and Kayla Rell. Unofficially rounding out your field, Miss Genevieve. Down trackside, she'll get a word with Robert here in just a moment.
For the second night in a row, Robert Ballou taking a heat race win. Now, Robert, you're in the second row. Following that start, what did you have to do to get the pass?
We screwed up qualifying, so we got our car right, which I'm a little bit slow. So it takes me a couple times to get it figured out. I'm a slow learner. So we got the race car where we needed it to be, and I seen the first heat they were ripping the top, and I watched the micros, and the bottom is really good. So you got to go where they're not, and you know, it's just one of them deals. I've got a lot of guys that believe in me and take time out of their work life and their family life to come and help me for free. I got volunteer help, and you know, if it wasn't for Rick and Todd and Coulter taking off a week of work this week, and my mom selling merchandise this week, you know, it's just it's a grind. There's a lot of people that are involved in this, and we appreciate each and every one of you fans for coming out here and spending your hard-earned money so that we can keep going up and down the road. And hopefully tonight they give us a great racetrack like what it's shaping up to be, and we'll give you guys your money's worth.
Congratulations. Your K1 Race Gear Heat 2 winner for tonight is Robert Ballou.
Thank you very much. USACgear.com, heat race number 3. Speaking of buying t-shirts, Brody Adamski out of Frederick, Maryland. Slated for the pole position, the Dottie's Party Rental, BNS Racing, moddeucedeuce.org. Penn Stainless Products number 60 going to be on the pole. This one outside of him, Joey Manti out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. The JP Masonry Manti Real Estate Newman's XXX number 88J. Next row for the inside, it will be Stephen Dravicki out of Reading, Pennsylvania. The Degree Engineering. Roadrunner Racefield Chevrolet RPM chassis number 19. From the 4th starting spot, Kevin Thomas Jr. He's out of Coleman, Alabama. Driver the Rocksteady Racing, Lucas Oil Center, Inferno Armor Stanton Mach 1 number 3R. The 2B, Cale Drake out of Collinsville. The Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, John and Cheryl Long, number 2B, will roll for the inside of number 3. And your final starter hails out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshucks Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair, Davis Brothers, Hogue Racing Enterprise, number 39. That is Briggs Danner. That'll be your scheduled lineup for USACgear.com. Heat race number 3, Danner, putting on quite the show last year here at Action Track. Ended up runner-up. He was 17th in 2023. Came back with the USAC East Coast Sprint Cars in July. Went to Victory Lane. He was 3rd in the Dick Tobias Classic at the end of last year. So we'll see what he can do from the 6th starting spot. Adamski, his first start of Eastern Storm. And she sounded a little rough during qualifying. Crew going back, getting work on the engine here. We'll see how he does from the pole position.
Actually, looks like Adamski's going to move to the inside of row number 3, and then we're going to shift that outside lane up.
So the inside lane is going to move up, and a tip of the cap to the team as they recognize she wasn't running right. He was putting himself in a position to potentially not only get himself run over, but cause damage to everybody else, and saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and drop to the tail. A very, very smart move.
Yeah, absolutely. Very wise, and it speaks to exactly what you were just saying, having trouble getting that thing going correctly. And obviously, when you start in the front row of a race, any race of any kind, everybody behind you is sort of like a swarm of hornets, right? So trying to get everybody to continue to not be bottled up, as Steven Dravicki sort of getting a little bit late on the jump, but killed Drake getting into the back of him.
Boy, that thing was wheel standing immediately when he got on the throttle, and that gave Amantia a little bit of a break there. Amantia, though, not able to capitalize onto the outside. Dravicki going to come around to lead the opening lap. You've got a 3 wide for second nearly into turn number 1. Now Amantia to the outside has another run on the race lead, trying to steal the way here in the 88 to his inside. Kevin Thomas Jr. even lower is going to be the 2B of Cale Drake. Drake down to the bottom, nearly onto the tractor tires as they're side by side for the race lead for a moment. Kevin Thomas clears for second, takes a look at the 19. It'll still be Dravicki showing the way.
Kevin Thomas showing a ton of speed on the outside of the racetrack right now. We mentioned it. Passing has been done from the inside lane so far at Action Track USA, but Kevin Thomas Jr. carrying a huge head of speed coming out of turn number 4. He's got it.
First one to bolt to the outside and really make it stick and get to the top spot here. Good run by the 3R going 4th to 1st here in USACgear.com. Heat race number 3, KTJ leading. Dravicki in second. Amantia running in third. He has got Danner and Drake coming after him. Action so wild, it's straighten your hair out here as they make their way up into turns 3 and 4. The 39 down to the inside. Danner trying to get a run. Amantia's going to hold him off.
Joey Amantia utilizing that middle groove on the racetrack to try and just protect enough from Briggs Danner, but carry a little bit more speed. Going to try it again in turns number 3 and 4. So far, working out for him.
And problems for the 60. Down into the infield will avoid the caution. They're side by side for third once again. Coming around this time, twin sticks to the air. 2 remain.
Kevin Thomas getting to stretch legs on this one. Has about straightaway lead over second place. Steven Dravicki coming around to take the white flag.
Start finish line. Danner now clears for that third spot. They work into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Dravicki up to the outside. Danner down to the inside, trying to get one last run here as they work into turns 3 and 4, but nobody going to put out the fire with Kevin Thomas Jr. And then Inferno Armor number 3R. Steven Dravicki in second. Briggs Danner, Joey Amantia, Cale Drake, and Brody Adamski unofficially rounding out your field. That's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. He comes to you out of Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, CSI, and Gilstrap Motors, Lucas Oil Center, Rock City Racing number 3R. Race fans, give him a hand. Kevin Thomas Jr. Steven Dravicki in second. Briggs Danner in third. Joey Amantia in fourth. Cale Drake and Brody Adamski unofficially rounding out your field. KTJ down trackside with Drake.
Just a second heat race win of 2025 for KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr. An up and down Eastern Storm so far, to say the least. Currently still sits inside the top 10 in points after that win at the Grove earlier in the week. And KT, you were able to rally the high side there for most of that heat race, got to the lead, and then you went back to the bottom. Kind of take us through that decision-making process to abandon ship up on the top side and go back to the bottom.
You just watch the track a little bit. You know, I felt like I had to run my ass off there to get by Dravicki, and once you get to the lead, if you got a good enough race car, no need in junking your. You know, I just felt like I had a good enough car to maneuver, so you know, that's kind of what I did. Took the easy route there, but you know, that saved us a little bit, a couple spots probably. But the guys back there in the pits, they worked on it after qualifying, and it's pretty good.
Kevin Thomas Jr. was one of those guys that needed a heat race win here tonight at Action Track USA, and he got it here in USACgear.com, heat race number 3.
Thank you very much. Hyper Racing 600cc action. Coming back to the program here. A slew of semi-feature events. Not one, not two. Looking at the sheet here, 3. Tres B mains coming up. So they're going to make their way down into the staging lane, and USAC car is going to go ahead and make their way back to the pits. Again, everybody going on into the feature event. And real quickly, have to wonder when the Logie Bear t-shirts are going to make their appearance, but Logan Seavey is down at his merchandise trailer. He is signing autographs down in Vendor Row there. But again, Logan Seavey again signing autographs down at his merchandise trailer. Get there while you can. Of course, make sure to stop by the USAC merchandise trailer. Get that Eastern Storm t-shirt, that hoodie, get your USAC hat. Indiana Midweek shirts still available down there. I think we're down to like 1 or 2 of those blankets. So make sure and grab one while supplies last.
Thank you. Coming up next, we have 3 B mains, or last chance qualifiers. For the 600 sprints, the top 2 finishers will qualify out of each. Again, we want to thank Bob Hilbert Sportswear for sponsoring tonight's event. For more than 50 years, Bob Hilbert Sportswear has offered the finest in quality sportswear and promotional products to fit everyone's budget, serving local community, the entire USA, and many foreign countries. For more info about Bob Hilbert Sportswear and how they can go to work for you, visit them online at www.bobhilbert.com. They also have an online store, so you can shop online at bobhilbertshop.com. First of 3 B mains, last chance qualifiers for the 600s. On the pole in B main number 1, driving that 23M, Kenny Miller III, second starter.